Welcome back to Global Perspectives. When you hear about Myanmar, formerly known as Burma, you probably imagine thousands of ancient, mystical temples in Bagan, or the stunning, gold-covered Shwedagon Pagoda. It is historically known as the Golden Land. But behind the beautiful gold and ancient history is one of the most complex, resource-rich, and heavily contested nations on planet Earth. To understand why Myanmar is so important, just look at its location. It is the largest country in mainland Southeast Asia, and geopolitically, it is the ultimate land bridge. It sits directly between the two most populated countries in the world, India to the west, and China to the north and east. Even more critically, Myanmar has a massive coastline on the Bay of Bengal and the Andaman Sea. For a landlocked region of western China, Myanmar is the absolute quickest shortcut to the open ocean, bypassing the crowded Strait of Malacca completely. So, who lives in this strategic crossroad? Myanmar has a population of around 54 million people. But its defining feature is its extreme diversity. The government officially recognizes over 135 distinct ethnic groups. The Bama people make up the majority, but the borders and mountainous regions are home to powerful, distinct ethnic groups like the Karen, Shan, Kachin, and Rakhine. This incredible cultural diversity is beautiful, but historically, it has led to decades of intense internal division and armed conflict. Geologically, Myanmar has hit the absolute jackpot. This country sits on mountains of wealth. They produce up to 90% of the world's high-quality jade, massive amounts of rubies, and have deep reserves of oil, natural gas, and precious timber. Right now, they are also a crucial global supplier of rare earth minerals, the exact elements needed for smartphones and modern electronics. However, due to severe political instability and international sanctions, much of this massive wealth flows quietly across the borders to neighboring China and Thailand, leaving the general population heavily dependent on importing everyday manufactured goods. Because the country is surrounded by a horseshoe of massive, dense, and rugged mountain ranges, land transportation is incredibly difficult. So, what keeps the country alive? The mighty Irrawaddy River. This massive river flows straight down the center of the country from north to south. It is the absolute economic blood vessel and cultural heart of Myanmar, transporting food, people, and cargo across the nation. This is where things get incredibly intense. Since its independence, Myanmar has been largely dominated by its powerful military, known as the Tatmadaw. In 2021, the military seized full control in a coup, throwing the country into a massive geopolitical crisis. Today, Myanmar is fighting a fierce and complex multi-front civil war. The military is battling against a massive nationwide resistance, consisting of newly formed civilian defense forces and battle-hardened ethnic armed organizations. It is currently one of the most volatile and active conflict zones in the world. Before we go, here is a mind-blowing hidden truth about Myanmar. In 2005, the government completely abandoned the historic, bustling capital city of Yangon. Instead, they secretly built a brand new, massive fortress capital in the middle of the jungle called Naypyidaw. It is roughly 6 times the size of New York City but feels almost entirely empty. It features massive, 20-lane highways specifically designed so that, in a crisis, military fighter jets can use them as emergency runways. Myanmar is a nation of immense beauty, incredible resources, and heartbreaking conflict. Thanks for exploring it with us on Global Perspectives. If you want to understand the hidden forces shaping our world, hit that subscribe button. Which nation should we break down next? Let us know in the comments below.